I pushed the door open slowly, each movement deliberate. Their laughter froze the second they saw me, as if I'd stepped out of a grave. No one spoke. Not my mother. Not my sister. Not even Mark, my brother-in-law, and once the man I trusted most. Didn't expect me to answer, I said, my voice steady, quiet, but sharp enough to slice the air. Their gazes drifted past me, toward the house behind, polished stone, warm light spilling from tall windows, the wide double doors. All of it spoke of wealth, but not theirs. Not anymore. "Welcome to the home you threw away," I murmured, more to myself than to them. That was when my sister staggered back, as if her legs suddenly forgot how to stand. 10 years earlier, the divorce had gutted me. He took the condo, the car, even the dog. But worse than all of that was losing them. My family. They'd chosen him. Said he was charming. Said I was too intense. Told me to move on, to let go, to stop holding grudges. Grudges. He slept with my sister, and they still invited him to Christmas. The betrayal wasn't a knife, it was water wearing stone. Year after year, gathering without me. A family reunion rescheduled without notice. Group photos I never knew happened. My niece, born 2 years ago, her name reaching me only through a Facebook post. They erased me while smiling for the camera. That cut deeper than any divorce. But I wasn't going to beg for scraps. I left. New city, new job. I became someone else. Quieter, sharper, patient. I learned to watch instead of react. I started with Mark. He couldn't keep his mouth shut when he drank. I listened. The scam, the fake shell companies, the money moving through accounts. I followed the wires, traced every trail. He even used my maiden name for an offshore account. Ironic, poetic almost. For 2 years, I built the case in silence. When the federal agents finally moved in, it was time to the morning he tried to board a flight for the family reunion. He never made it past security. Then came my sister. The influencer with leased cars and borrowed clout. She stole my designs, called them inspired. I let her bask in it until I pulled the rug. Took her to court, quietly, and walked away with the win. Her boutique crumbled. Brand deals vanished overnight. That's the thing about fraud. When the mask slips, there's nothing underneath. The house was the final move. My parents had been drowning. Medical bills, reckless spending, retirement gone. I bought their home legally through a proxy, full market price. They thought some angel investor had saved them. I gave them a year at reduced rent. Then I raised it. They left voicemails, begged me to listen. I never answered. I returned their silence with precision. And now they stood at my door, hope twisting into confusion. "I don't understand," my mother whispered. "You will," I said, stepping aside. They walked in like tourists. High ceilings, polished floors, portraits on the walls, not of them, but of me. "You seem well," my father muttered. "Better than when you called me paranoid," I replied. "Or dramatic. Or bitter." My sister edged forward. "Why would you? You had 10 years, I cut her off. 10 years to apologize. 10 years to pick up a phone. You spent them pretending I didn't exist. I spent them making sure you'd regret it." Mark looked ready to speak, maybe beg, but I wasn't in the mood for begging anymore. "You'll be hearing from the authorities soon," I told him. "Your offshore contact already flipped." His face drained white. I turned to my parents. "Rent's going up again. Triple this time. New owners rule." "Who's the owner?" my father asked. "I am." My mother looked like she'd been struck. "I bought this house with the settlement money from suing your daughter," I said flatly. "You're welcome." They stood in silence, shattered, trying to process what I had built from their ruins. Every bridge they burned, I rebuilt stronger, stone by stone. They left without screams or excuses. No apologies. Just silence. The same silence they once used like a weapon, now turned back on them. I watched from the upstairs window as they walked away. And I felt no guilt. Not for the lawsuits. Not for the eviction. Not for making them taste what it was like to be discarded. They had taught me that family loyalty had limits, that love had conditions, that blood meant nothing without bond. So I learned to live without them. Then I learned how to win. And when they finally came knocking, expecting the door to swing open, I gave them the only gift they'd given me. A closed door. And silence.